Alright guys, jamesmlb here, and today we're talking about the difference between Japanese cards and off-centering and still getting Gem Mint 10 versus English cards where, you know, they have to be absolutely perfect to get Gem Mint 10 for centering. So, some examples I have here are this first one that I found just a couple of days ago was this Dream League Magnemite in PSA 10. As you can see, this is just the general picture. But you can zoom in by hovering over the image on eBay, so I can see from here that this is left to right. It isn't perfect by any means. Their standards say like 60/40 and all this, but honestly, if it doesn't look perfectly centered on the photo, I don't understand how it gets a 10. Because if you look at the early WotC era cards, like the English ones, like Charizards and base set stuff, but they just don't have perfect centering, and don't get a PSA 10 because of that. But Japanese cards like this, way off left to right, like you can see that. You don't have to be like best attention to detail to see this. And then on the back of the card as well, I noticed there's these little white spots. Some of my cards have these as well, which I got out of the Vault Tackle boxes. Also the bottom of the card I think had some wear, which for some reason I didn't show in this one. Maybe it's a different different card, but yeah, there's some white spots there. I guess it's not a big deal, but yeah. Also, I have no idea what this is. I guess this is just something from the bag that the graded card is in. Okay. An example of good centering here is this Ampharos, which has got decent left to right just from the general photo. Again, you don't have to go very far back to find examples like this. This one sold just a few days ago, or maybe a few weeks ago. It's in the eBay complete listings. This one's from the 12th of January, literally just a couple of days ago, and it's got good centering, I'd say. And you can see left to right. It's a good centered example. PSA 10, no problems. However, this Japanese Articuno EX, which I found 12th of January as well, you can see, maybe you can't see from this full size photo, but it went for £168 because it's a PSA 10. It is a second season promo card, so it's not just a regular out of the pack card. So it does make a little bit of sense. But if you look at the zoomed in picture, it's pretty clear. Like, this is not as wide as this. This board is probably double the size of that one. So this is like a 25/75 in terms of the actual border. So I don't think this is anywhere near like PSA 10 standards to me. That's why I just prefer BGS centering. Maybe it's a bit harsh, but let me show you another example. We got this Japanese Lugia Promo. Not a particularly special card to me, in my opinion, but someone's paid £235 for it just because it's in a PSA 10 slab. Fair enough, but like, again, you can see from here, left to right centering is just way off. Way off. So if I show you close up, you can see here, you got like this one and this one. I don't know if my screenshot tool will actually capture on OBS, but if I use print screen, that is 32 pixels apparently on my screen at this point, and here is around 42 pixels. So maybe it just looks like a bigger difference to me visually than it is actually, like, if you measured it. But still, yeah. Let me show you another example I found recently sold as well. Poliwrath Gem Mint 10 Flight of Legends, $59.99. I'm not sure, like, it's just a regular holo card from this set. I don't know if it's worth that. You can see here this time the left border is heavy as opposed to the right border, but again with the zoomed in version it should be a bit more clear. Maybe it's the case. Like, I still think it is quite thick here compared to this side, and you can definitely see it lower down the card. I always look lower down the card because that's where it seems to be more prominent to notice these differences. And big one here is Shining Hobo, £175. It's a SMP promo card, so it's not just a regular Shining Legends card, but blatantly off center here, left to right. Still PSA 10 somehow. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, this sold very recently, this one. Yeah, you know, you don't need to have amazing eyesight to see the difference here, left to right. So yeah, I hope you guys like the thumbnail of this video. Also, just for a little, I'm not an expert with Photoshop, but I think I'm pretty decent. I've had a few years experience doing YouTube on and off and little GFX bits and bobs. If I take the text off this thumbnail, this is what you can do to a PSA slab with not a lot of effort. This was just a couple of minutes. You can see this whole wavy pattern that a PSA slab has, that they call their fugitive ink. I could just duplicate parts of the pattern and place it where the original text was. I'm not going to go into details of how to do this, but if you're aware of Photoshop, you know it's not too difficult to do this. And I just put my own text in. So this is going to be the date the video goes up, tomorrow. Well, today when the video is going up, but tomorrow from the 14th when I'm recording this, on the 15th. And I'm just saying rip Gemini 10 Japanese cards, because I feel like there's going to be an extra layer of, you need to look into what cards you're buying and really inspect whether the centering and, you know, the condition is up to your own standards. Like, Gemini 10 is not the best factor with these Japanese cards. Maybe for the WotC era cards, where 10s just seem to be really difficult. You know, you got whitening out the factory, all this kind of stuff. I think, yeah. But also, it's just going to be weird. Like, I don't know how much Japanese cards have been submitted in the last few months. But especially with base set, I think we've seen it the last few months. A lot of people don't know how to grade their cards. Maybe PSA is quite lenient on what's available. Like, I mean, what's necessary to get a certain grade. But if you get a lot of low grade base set Charmanders, stuff like this, you might even find like they're not worth more than the price of the slab plus a card, like, you know, like £15 for a base set card. And I was here thinking, well, let me try and find some PSA 9, PSA 10 examples of modern Charmanders, Charmeleons, you know, Evolutions, this kind of thing. Maybe it's bonkers to even do that. Like, they're not hollow cards, so anyone can pull them, but to get the quality control at the minute, and especially with the older sets as well, like, it's very hit and miss sometimes to get a perfect Gemini 10 card. You don't just get a Gemini 10 out of a pack guaranteed every time. Sorry, like, going up and down on my desk makes this noise. But yeah, hopefully this video has been a little bit informative. We can also quickly go through this, the PSA Grading Standards page, which I'll just quickly add up. Also, I was watching this this video, and also you can see my little recommended on the side if you really want to pause. So yeah, it says Gemini 10 must be free of stain of any kind, but yeah, blah blah blah. 55-45 to 60-40 on the front, 75-25 on the reverse. Now, with Pokemon, it seems if it's off-center on the front, it's also off-center on the back, but the Japanese cards, sometimes you have a really good centered front, I've seen, and the yellow border on the back, like the little faded border, is really off. But I try and find cards which have got good centering on both, but you sometimes can't pick too much. So yeah, these are just the different standards. But I would say PSA, like, I don't know why they're using such old certificate number graded cards, and I think they need to check like what the percentage of grading is actually going to be, or add more stuff for Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or something, so people can actually see what a Gemini 10 Pokemon card looks like. 9, 8, 7. Basically, if you guys have got this far through the video, if you got a perfectly centered card, no whitening, no edge wear noticeable anyway, maybe a tiny little dink, probably get a Gemini 10. If you got a bit of whitening, you know, more than 2 spots, call it a 9, or off centering, not both. If you have both, call it an 8. 7, you know, 3 spots of whitening and perfect centering, or scratch to the hollow and it's off center. I think that's, but very little whitening, you'll still probably get a 7. 65432. All these, your card's probably got a crease in it or extreme hollow scratching and whitening at the same time. So yeah, hopefully that does help you guys. Hopefully I haven't stumbled on my words too much in this video. I just kind of writing it without recording it without a script. As you guys know, I'm just kind of talking off the top of my head. And yeah, this is going to be the thumbnail for the video, so I thought I'd just like have this on the screen whilst I'm talking a lot of the time. But yeah, really, like, if someone wants to put their mind to it, figure out what fonts these PSA labels are using, you probably recreate a PSA label. I've seen fake PSA cards going around, and seen them on the Facebook page and stuff. But yeah, hopefully this video has been informative and not too long. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hopefully people will actually see this video, but I'm a very small channel. I do appreciate if you like and subscribe. Helps me grow. And yeah, I've not done an informative video in a little while, so really appreciate it. This is just a one-take job, and hopefully it's come out alright. So this has been jamesmlb, and I am out. Peace.